Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something, well, pretty unique that landed in our inbox.
Oh, yeah. What have we got?
It's called Rent-A-Family.
Hmm.
It's the vision of someone named Terrell Powell.
Rent-A-Family. Okay, that definitely catches the
It
attention.
really does. And you, our listeners, sent this over, and it just struck us immediately as a really novel way to think about something so fundamental, that need for connection.
Absolutely. And what's interesting right off the bat from the document is how it's presented. It's not just framed as a service, is it? It's almost like a social initiative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which makes you think, okay, what are the deeper motivations here? What's the potential impact beyond just, a transaction?
Right.
So for you listening, always wanting to get to the heart of things quickly, but also thoroughly, our mission today is really to unpack this.
Okay.
We want to explore the core principles, the different ways Rent-A-Family is supposed to work, and what its potential might be, all based on the details Terrell Powell laid out.
And the source material, it starts pretty powerfully, doesn't it? It describes Rent-A-Family as a movement of love, connection, and belonging, not just a business.
Yeah, their framing definitely signals a big ambition, much broader than just, selling a service.
It really does.
And the core purpose is stated so clearly to give that feeling of family, of companionship, to people who might be feeling alone.
Especially during those key times, right? Holidays, birthdays.
Exactly. Or even just when traveling or new somewhere, you can imagine how strongly that lack of connection hits then.
It really taps into something about modern life, I think. We're so connected digitally, supposedly, but paradoxically, people often report feeling more isolated socially.
That's a great point. This concept feels like a direct response to that gap.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a quote in here that just cuts right to it. "We give you what money can't usually buy. A genuine sense of family, companionship, and belonging, even if just for a day."
Wow. That really sets a high bar for what they're aiming for.
It does. It's trying to create something intentionally, that family connection, which normally just, grows over time, offering it in a structured way.
It makes you think about how people even define family these days. It can mean a lot of different things.
True. And digging into the how, the document really stresses life-changing connections. And it's very, very clear this is not an escort service.
Right. That distinction seems critical. It's about crafting an experience of togetherness, even if it's temporary.
They're aiming it at people who might be, say, far from their own families geographically, maybe working overseas.
Or just folks who feel they're missing that deeper social connection where they are right now.
And the outcomes they hint at are pretty profound. They talk about customers finding renewed joy, confidence, and emotional healing.
That's aiming high. It suggests more than just a fun afternoon. It points to the real emotional weight of feeling like you belong, even for a bit.
Yeah, it underscores that fundamental human need, doesn't it? When you think about all the research on loneliness and its impact.
Oh, absolutely. On mental, even physical health. So initiatives that try to genuinely build connection, well, they feel particularly relevant.
Definitely. Okay, so a key part of making this real family feel happen is, get this, trained actors.
Actors. Okay, that's unexpected.
Right. But the document says they are specifically chosen for being warm, respectful, and skilled in creating authentic family dynamics.
Using performers to simulate those roles. It's a novel approach. It raises questions maybe about authenticity, but also about the skill involved in creating that convincing interaction on demand.
You wonder what the training involves.
Exactly.
They even list example roles. Goofy dads, caring grandmas, smart siblings, playful cousins.
So you can kind of pick your players.
Seems like it. It's like casting your ideal family gathering. The phrase they use is, you pick the vibe, we bring it to life.
That customization element feels really central. Tailoring it to what that specific person feels they're missing. It's very personal.
Okay, let's get into the specifics then, the custom experiences. They have different price points, different activities, like the holiday dinner package.
Right.
Described as, a warm meal, laughs, games, very traditional festive vibes.
And you can see the appeal. If someone's facing a holiday alone, being able to step into that familiar ritual, it could be incredibly comforting.
Yeah, it taps right into those shared cultural touchstones.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a birthday celebration package. Cake, gifts, singing, dancing with your temporary family.
Again, hitting those milestones where the absence of connection can feel particularly sharp.
Exactly. Those big days often highlight who's around us or who isn't.
So providing a way to still mark that occasion with others, it's an interesting idea.
And the travel buddy package, I thought this was quite clever.
How so?
It meets a practical need, too. Having someone local show you around, go sightseeing with you, it's companionship plus, like, actual help.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Loneliness isn't always just emotional. Sometimes it's about navigating things when you're out of your element.
Right. And then an amusement park package.
Okay.
Just wanting someone to scream with on a roller coaster, I guess. It highlights those smaller, fun, shared things.
It does mention potential extra costs there, which is fair. Park tickets aren't cheap.
Good point. Transparency on costs is important.
Definitely.
And they list other ideas, too. Beach days, picnics, sports events, game nights. Basically saying, whatever feels like home, we'll make it happen.
That flexibility is key. It shows that family and connection aren't just about the big holidays. It can be casual fun, too.
Now, something really critical,
Mm.
and probably the first thing many people would think about,
Yeah,
safety.
absolutely. Has to be top priority.
And the document tackles it head on. It says activities happen at secure, welcoming locations.
Good. That's foundational for any service like this, especially one aiming for comfort and trust.
They also state that everyone, guests and the actors, has to agree to safety rules and, crucially, undergo background checks.
Okay, that's a necessary step. Shows responsibility and foresight, acknowledging the potential vulnerabilities.
Yeah, feels like a responsible approach. And they put it plainly, your well-being and comfort are our top priorities. You'd want to hear that.
Definitely. Directly addressing potential anxieties builds confidence.
Okay, so alongside the different activities, there are also different service tiers.
Ah, levels of engagement.
Exactly. With the tagline, different tiers, same love, which is nice.
Okay, so what are the tiers?
The basic tier is described as casual meetups, friendly conversation. Sounds like a pretty low-key entry point.
Right, maybe for someone just testing the waters or wanting something less intense than a full family simulation.
Then there's the premium tier. This is billed as the full family experience, custom roles, activities, meals included.
So that's the more immersive option, really leaning into that feeling of being part of a family unit for the day.
Seems like it. And finally, the VIP tier. This offers full-day adventures, travel guidance, maybe access to special events.
Yeah.
Much more extensive and personalized.
Okay, so that caters to really specific, perhaps more elaborate needs or desires, going beyond the standard package.
Right. Now, shifting focus a bit, the document also talks about the potential global impact, like the bigger picture.
Moving beyond the individual service to societal benefit.
Kind of. They suggest some really significant positive outcomes. For instance, helping travelers feel safer and more connected.
That's huge for solo travelers. Having even a temporary local contact could make a world of difference to their experience and their sense of security.
Totally. And crucially, they mention potentially combating depression, isolation, homesickness. These are massive issues worldwide.
Yeah, if these interactions can genuinely provide support and ease those feelings, well, the positive potential is pretty substantial. Makes you think about just how powerful social connection is for well-being.
It does. They also specifically mention supporting groups like military vets, seniors, people healing from loss.
Recognizing specific groups who might be particularly vulnerable to loneliness. That shows some sensitivity.
Yeah, aiming to provide that connection where it might be needed most.
Right.
And finally, just creating unforgettable memories for, tourists, exchange students, international guests, making unfamiliar places feel a bit more like home.
There's a quote that sums that up, isn't there?
Yes. No matter where you're from, Rent-A-Family welcomes you like one of our own. It's a strong message. Inclusive.
Very. It speaks to that universal desire for belonging.
So who's the mind behind all this? Terrell Powell. The document really paints him as driven by empathy and compassion.
Understanding the why behind it adds depth. Empathy as a starting point suggests a genuine wish to help.
It says he saw the need for connection in a disconnected world and decided to be the one who made that change. It's quite a mission statement.
It definitely signals a proactive approach.
Yeah.
Seeing a problem and trying to engineer a solution, that's often where innovation comes from.
And his core belief, apparently, is that everyone deserves love, laughter, and family, even if only for a day.
That really anchors the whole concept, doesn't it? A fundamental belief about human needs providing the ethical foundation.
Yeah, it seems to be the heart of it all. So, wrapping up this deep dive, Rent-A-Family, as Terrell Powell envisions it, it's clearly very unique, ambitious even.
Definitely more than just a standard business proposition.
Right. It's aiming to offer something quite profound, that temporary but maybe very meaningful experience of connection, of belonging, for people feeling isolated.
It's a really fascinating case study in applying innovative thinking to, well, fundamental human needs in our modern world. The focus on customization and especially safety seems vital for it to work.
And for you listening, we hope diving into Terrell Powell's vision based on the document shared with us has given you that quick yet thorough understanding of this really novel idea and its potential reach.
It certainly leaves you thinking, doesn't it? With all the talk these days about loneliness, about finding community, it makes you wonder, what other kinds of unexpected, maybe even surprising solutions are we going to see emerge to tackle these deep human needs for connection?
That's a great question to ponder. What does the future of connection look like?